All right, everyone, welcome back into another NFL DFS video here on Thanksgiving. We are going to be breaking down the Thursday night showdown between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go ahead and get into it. So this is going to be a pretty interesting game here. Very high game total, like all the Thanksgiving Day slate games, 51.5 total points, but we have the Baltimore Ravens favored by 7 points. So that really does shift kind of the dynamic of this game in terms of DFS. Okay, we're probably looking at a lot of Derrick Henry, and then we're looking at a decent amount of the Bengals pass catchers because they're going to be playing from behind. And really, to me, one of the most difficult parts about this slate is what to do with Chase Brown, but also Samaje Perine. Okay, so Chase Brown has gotten basically a workhorse workload over the past several weeks with Samaje Perine being out. And he's looked good doing that. So I do wonder what's going to happen with Perine on this slate, and if he ends up playing a decent amount, he's actually going to be looking like one of the better values that we are getting on this slate, especially with how he was used before he got injured. Now, Chase Brown has looked really good. This is Perine's first game back. I don't know how much work we can really expect him to get, and so I'm kind of just banking in Perine to get 25% of the snaps. Maybe he ends up getting 45% of the snaps. Okay, that's within the realm of possibilities, but given how good Chase Brown has looked, I do like him. Just with some of the lineups we can do, it does make sense to get to a little bit of Perine. He's actually going to be one of the better values for the Bengals. Now, from there, obviously, the other big news is that Joe Burrow is going to be back here for the Bengals. Now, Joe Burrow had, kind of struggled at the start of the season, but that was mostly just due to, I would say, poor O-lineman play. This game is kind of a weird game, though, as well. He is going to be without T. Higgins in this game, so that's going to create some receiver value for us. Now, when we look at the projection data, they have him currently at about 17 DFS points, which I don't know if he was fully healthy and if he had T. Higgins in this matchup, I would say that is just like, that's too low, right? You would assume he would get to around 20 points, but he is expected to throw for 2 passing touchdowns, and so that's obviously a big thing there for him, and 250 yards. So it's not like he's not in play, but there's certainly going to be some risk with him. Now, the 2 players I like the most on the slate are Andre Yoshivas, who is probably priced up a little bit too much, but given the game flow, that's kind of what I like about him. He's obviously going to step up into that receiver number 2 role. We saw last week, guys, 7 targets, and if we look over the past, several weeks, 7, 4, and 7 targets, we like that there from him. I do think he's going to end up having a decent floor. He's going to be a little bit of a touchdown dependent play. What's interesting about this season is he only has 1 touchdown on the year. Last year he was scoring a bunch. And we also have Mitchell Tinsley, guys. I'm really in on Mitchell Tinsley for this slate as well. Tinsley has been someone that has been extremely impressive for the Bengals. Really looked good throughout the preseason. Came through for us there. And he's had a couple of big impact plays this year as well. Last week he finally got a lot of snaps. I think we can kind of expect him to play in the Andre Yoshivas role, which means he's probably going to get at least 50% of the snaps. We saw him get 6 targets, 2 receptions. And again, if this game ends up being more of a blowout, then he's going to be a little bit more appealing. Now, the issue with Tinsley is he is priced up a little bit too much. A lot of people maybe don't like this strategy too much, but I almost like him as more of a captain play, just betting on him to score a touchdown. And then we can fit in the rest of the studs a little bit easier because we know we're going to try to get to Jamar Chase. We probably want to try to get to at least Joe Burrow as well. And then just with the tight ends, guys, it is a complete guessing game. Mike Gesicki, probably the top tight end we want to get to, but we also have Noah Fant, Tanner Hudson, and even Drew Sample. I'm mostly staying away from those running backs. And then just for what's worth, if we want to get to Perine, we can. Now, to me, guys, the Baltimore Ravens are going to be a little bit easier, but I do want to pull up Lamar Jackson as well. He gets a phenomenal matchup here, projected to get 19.9 DFS points. We can round up to 20 there. The issue with him is he hasn't been all that great over the past couple of weeks. That being said, he also gets back a key player in this game. He gets back Rashad Bateman. Okay, so Rashad Bateman's been out the past couple of games. He's a little bit appealing as well. If you guys are someone that's playing Lamar Jackson, it wouldn't hurt to get to a little bit of Rashad Bateman, but really the top plays on this slate in regards to his pass catchers, one Zay Flowers, but really the tight end. I want to get to at least one of Likely or Mark Andrews in all my builds because they end up getting a phenomenal matchup here going against the Bengals. The Bengals give up the most points to opposing tight ends. It's basically been a target spot for us each and every week. So I really don't mind that, but only one of them is what I want to get to because, well, to me, guys, Zay Flowers has been extremely impressive thus far this year. He really hasn't had a massive breakout game. And so to me, it really wouldn't be shocking to see it end up happening in this game. Now, the easy click to me, the play that we don't have to spend spend too much time on is going to be Derrick Henry. He's my favorite captain choice in this game. Again, the Ravens are going to be 7-point favorites, which I don't know. I kind of feel like that's a little bit too high, but still, they're heavy favorites to win this game. And we see these games where they have won. He has been a focal point, scoring a bunch of DFS points, right? And especially over the last 2 weeks, 23 and 23 DFS points if we round up there. I'm expecting him to get at least 20 touches in this game. And so he is currently my favorite captain choice on this slate. If you want to get to Lamar Jackson with Zay Flowers, I really don't mind that. But again, I think we're trying to get to at least one of the tight ends here. And so let's go Mark Andrews for now. And then we have a lot of salary left over really to be able to pay up for whoever we want. Ideally, I would like to get to Lamar Jackson, but I don't hate the idea of Burrow here. This is kind of my first look build. That being said, guys, I think both kickers are firmly in play on this slate as well. So those are my general thoughts here for this slate. Let's go ahead and get into the lineup builder. And what I don't like about what the lineup builder is spitting out to us, guys, is that it is giving us 3 tight end sets. And so I don't think we really need to do that. We do have Keaton Mitchell popping up as a decent value as well. Worth calling out. I don't mind that. Keaton Mitchell is someone that, if this game ends up being a blowout, probably will get some run. He is someone that can catch the ball at the backfield as well, so I don't hate that. I would rather get to P. Ryan, but I don't hate that. So one rule that I am doing here is I want at most, and there'll be 2 of the tight ends that we are getting. So Mike Gesicki would be one of them. We can even toss in Noah Fant into this if we want as well, but obviously Mark Andrews, and then likely as well. We can even do just one of those. You know, I don't think we really need to get to the tight ends all that much. And so that could also be a rule that we do. that actually makes the top lineup a little bit interesting there. It went with likely in the captain, and then really paying up for some of the studs. Again, what I find interesting here is that it's not going to do too much of Derrick Henry in the captain spot. So one thing I'll do here real quick is try to force Derrick Henry into the captain spot more. The way we can do that is 2 ways, just by raising his fantasy score. We'll do that. And then I'm also going to just say, let's get to, I don't know, 50% of him. And I'm only going to do 20 lineups here, just so you guys can get a good idea of what it looked like with him in the captain spot. And so, yeah, the data just doesn't like the lineups with Derrick Henry in the captain spot. It's really trying to punt to a value. Like, we're not getting a Milton, I'll tell you that much. Here's a decent one. Henry, Chase, Jackson, Yoshivash, likely, and then still getting a lot of Keaton Mitchell. Again, I like P. Ryan a little bit more. So that's interesting, kind of the lineups that's spitting out to us here for this Thursday night showdown slate. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Appreciate you being here. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, guys, let's keep cashing.